Hello everyone. I'm going to demonstrate a lecture on how to using bulleted list, number list, nested list, and creating a checklist in MS Word 2017. What are lists? A list is a number of connected items, names, or things that can be put together into a single category, which are written or printed one below the other. The list has been categorized as per if the items belong or connect to each other due to a single reason. List is considered to be an abstract data type. Advantages of using lists. Using lists has entirely changed the way we use to describe the key points in our daily lives. Using lists in a report, document, or a presentation for college is a very helpful strategy in order to explain the process or to explain a full topic with the subtopics. Advantages of using lists. There's only one disadvantage of using lists in a document, which is that we cannot use lists to describe or define a topic. Taking a proper example into consideration, a proper listing should not contain definitions. The figure defines how fruit has been described as bananas, apples, and then apples come into categories that is green and red. And then comes pears under fruits and then vegetables under meat. Bulleted list. What is bulleted list? A bulleted list is considered as a list of items preceded with bullets instead of numbers or other objects. This is default type of list used in MS Word. The figure describes how the agenda of a company might be. One, the steps are how to call to order, new member introduction, and follows. Where should we use the bulleted list? Bulleted list is considered to be a very useful tool to organize information into a single format, making the information easy to interpret. Bulleted list is considered to be one of the most common type of list used. There are different formats in the bulleted list in MS Word. For example, we can use the full circle, the empty circle, the square, and follows. Number list. Number list is said to be a list which are listed using numerical numbers with various styles using Arabic numerals and Roman numerals. The figure demonstrates an example of number list. Most commonly, the number lists are used whenever we are defining a process or a procedure. For example, baking a cake, changing the engine oil of a car are good examples of numbered lists. Number list is considered to be the second most commonly used type of lists. Number lists are majorly used when the objective is to demonstrate steps of processes. For example, baking a cake, how to change the engine oil of the car, and the figure shows the type of formats available in MS Word for the numbered lists. We can use the numerals, we can use the Roman type, we can use the alphabets, and so on. A nested list is a type of list which demonstrates its elements in a nested form, thus making a list easier to understand and interpret. Nested list is widely used in documents as per it helps in explaining sub-procedures in a very better manner. Now, for example, in the figure given, a general aviation, the single aircraft engines come under the general aviation, and then the single engine aircraft has a tail wheel and a tricycle. The dual engine aircraft consists of wing mounted engines, push pull mounted engines, and the commercial aviation under the dual H comes the wing mounted engines and the fuselage mounted engines. And the tri engines, the third engine in a vertical stabilizer and the third engine in the fuel stage. Where should nested list be used? The nested list is majorly used when we have a subtopic in a particular topic. It is also very useful when we have key definitions for a particular topic as well. The figure depicts the different style of formatting available in MS Word for nested list. The checklist. Checklist is considered to be one of the most powerful list types of list as per the checklist provides us with the ability to mark off the elements of the list indicating that the task related to the element is completed. The element of the checklist is a checkbox which is printed before the element of the list. The checkbox can be always used in lists where we have to mark off things. For example, the best example of the checklist is the shopping list. Checklist should be used when we have a task to be performed associated with the element of list. One of the most common example of using a checklist is the shopping list 10-day sheet. There is only one type of checkbox available in MS Word. Now I'm going to get you through a procedure of how to add checkbox in MS Word. To insert a checkbox in the list, we have to go to the bullets list section, click the Dropbox menu, and then we have the define new bullet here. By clicking that, we need to click on symbol and the select Windings in the font size. Type W and there will be Windings here. Now we have to check the checkbox over here. Click OK and OK, and now we have a checkbox right here. We can multiply the checkbox by pressing enter as many times as we want. And now we can write this fruit. This is how we can create a shopping list using checkboxes. We can also use the nested list for all of these types just by clicking right here, and we have the types we can use for the nested lists. The numbered is considered as to be one of the best ways of using a nested list, as we can define a procedure. For example, in vehicles, we can say that Honda, we can say car, we can say plane, we can say boats. Under the car section, we can say Honda, we can say Hyundai, or probably Mercedes. Then we can say Buick. Under Honda, we can say Elantra, and so on. This is how we define a nested list in MS Word.